I slept really good last night. Don't know if it rained all night, but I think that it did. And it's still raining really good right now. Every now and then it picks up even heavier. So I'm up at my normal time, getting my coffee drank. I'm 40 miles from Damascus. I'm glad I did 20 miles yesterday because I can tell you I'm not doing 20 today. Gonna start off with a big climb. I think it's like 3 miles of up and then 3 miles of down, 1,800 foot or something like that. But it's gonna be a slow start to the morning because I don't want to go. So I'm the first one out of camp today, and that never happens. The rain is still falling, but sometimes it's heavier than others. Got a big climb right off the bat, and then another. I think it's more spread out, but anyway, I might not get a lot of video because when my phone screen gets wet, my phone starts acting wonky, so we'll see how today goes. But I'm 8 o'clock, not a bad time to be getting started. I've started later, feeling good, pack feels light. Stream, I'm going to say it did rain all night because the stream's flowing a lot stronger than it was last night. So it stopped raining. I was expecting it to rain all day. I waited probably 20 minutes before I took off my poncho just to make sure. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm going to enjoy it while it does. I'm not in a cloud. It's not raining on me. It's a good start to a morning. Last half mile of trail joined up with this Audie Murphy trail. It's very nice. I'm going to go check out the monument. And the sun came out. I was very surprised. I guess it's peeking through clouds anyway. Way nicer day than I was expecting. I told Firefly that I thought it was going to rain all day. She was debating staying in her tent. I'm sure she's changed her mind by now. Haven't had a view for a while. Even have a bench. Gonna take a little break, get back after the trail. Now I have about 3 miles of downhill. I think it's neat where these of the original trees fell down and then kind of grew up new trees. Same thing over here, that one and that one. There's a few wispy clouds in between me and the next ridge. But it's 11 o'clock. There is genuine sunshine. I got the pack cover hanging from the pack because I had water dripping off the back of the pack. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Turns out that my tent had puddles on it whenever I was putting it up. Tried to wring as much water as I could. The water had been running out of my tent bag, down my rain hat, through the bottom of my rain cover. So I'm tempted, if I find a good spot with the sun shining, get my tent out and try to dry it. I don't know if that's futile since I know that it's going to be raining tonight or not. Just something to think about. So look at that. This is Trout Creek. I don't think I'm going to drink that. Got a little bit of water. I know there's water up the trail. So in the next 8 miles, I'm going to go up 1,900 and some foot and down 1,700 foot. I think I'm going over the Dragon's Tooth area.
Whenever I was down at the road, there was a shuttle from the Four Pines Hostel, which is in 8 miles. And some other hikers were getting picked up to go, I think, into town and to the hostel. I just realized that I could have given my pack to that guy and slack packed these 8 miles and stayed in the hostel tonight whenever it's going to rain. Too late now, but sun's out. I didn't take time to dry gear out since I'm sure it's going to get wet again tonight anyway. I was all happy about the sunshine. Now I want to be back in the shade. It's getting warm. This isn't a water source listed on the map. They actually make it look like the next 8 miles are going to be pretty dry. But I'm going to go ahead and take at least a liter here and then just see how the trail looks as I keep going. Sorry, I'm not going to show you what that shelter looks like. We're going to have to enjoy the views while we have them today. It's afternoon, and I think it's just a few hours before it's supposed to start raining. Trail's gotten kind of rocky in spots. Going to slow me down a little bit. I just had a nice long break sitting on that rock. Had 1 to 2 bars of service, so I was looking up resupply points, texting with family, arranging to have some new gear sent to me. And I've cooled off. I'm not sweating now. Hopefully I can make it to the Dragon's Tooth before the rain starts. Right now it's still sunny, so I looked up the weather forecast earlier today. Somebody else I passed down at the parking lot said 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Well, it's 2:30 now and it doesn't look like it's ready to rain yet. So after taking like a half-hour break, Joe was walking by, and he has been by this hostel in 4.5 miles, and he says it's awesome. And I wasn't going to be able to go much farther than that. Doesn't look like there's much water or camping opportunities. So the more he described it, the more I got to thinking it might be a good idea to go ahead and just stop at the hostel. It's going to rain tonight anyway. So hopefully I can make it to the Dragon's Tooth before it rains. Go in to a hostel. And then I'll be heading, it's 30 miles from here to Daleville. So figure it'll be 25. That's either one really big day for me, or that's 2 pretty easy days. So that's my plan. Just scrambled up over those rocks there. Kind of why I wasn't planning on doing big miles today anyway. And that's the trail going over there. Not to the Dragon's Tooth yet, but almost. I think you get a little bit wider view from this ledge. Started to thunder about a quarter mile back. Starting to sprinkle now, so I'm going to go check out the Dragon's Tooth. Put the rain cover back on the pack. Maybe this little oak can keep it from getting too wet. And then it's downhill. Kind of would have thought these would be, I guess it's down here. Starting to come down better, stronger. I think that's it. I think that's the Dragon's Tooth. Yep, gonna be rainy on my way down to the hostel. Made it right in time because the view's now gone. I just hope these rocks aren't too slick. Just came down that. Now going down that way. So the rock scrambling went on for quite a while, and some of it was pretty impressive. Damn it. You can see clouds flowing down the valley. That's Catawba Valley. This is the hostel. And I've got one of those bunks in the back. All right, 10 o'clock, leaving the shelter or the hostel. Feeling good. See how many miles I can do today. It's only like 25 miles to Daleville. I lost, hey buddy, lost some footage yesterday after coming down from the from the Dragon's Tooth. But I think I've got it sorted out for now. So I don't know if I mentioned it on a video that I'll be able to upload. Whenever I got here, was able to take a shower. They gave a ride to the gas station that had burgers, fries, wings, pizza, and they have a laundry machine, but they don't have a dryer. You have to hang things up on the clothesline. Well, nothing was drying yesterday. I tried to dry my tent, so I didn't end up doing laundry just because I would still have wet clothes. It's cloudy today, but they say it's not going to rain. I'm not sure I believe them, but I'm hoping that's right. Half mile to the trail, then get going. That's where I came down yesterday. I don't have a big climb coming out of here like I normally do. It's going to be a bunch of little climbs. But I've got 7 miles before I start the multiple mile uphill. I'm carrying a little over a liter of water, because the water sources for the first couple of miles all run along pastures. So, not good water. Flowing pretty good. Still going up through the pastures. Came down from up there. Some big rocks. And going down by other big rocks. Looks like this would have been a good spot to find yesterday when it was pouring down rain. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's a Saturday. I guess there's a lot of people who want to hike up McAfee Knob. Hey. Yeah, the trail is crowded. People going up and down. And of course, I'm just passing the people going up. Here's the John Springs shelter. This is a very high use area. So there's another shelter, the Catawba Mountain Shelter, in 1 mile. But I'm not stopping at either one of them. It's about 1 o'clock. Gotta get up over McAfee Knob. So I sat down at the shelter for a little break, thinking about how busy things are being Memorial Day weekend. And I'm 18 miles from Daleville. Went ahead and made a reservation for a hotel, so I know I'll have a place to stay whenever I get to town. Now I'm just wondering whether I should have made the reservation for 2 nights, or I made it for just 1. Figure if I can get a few more miles in, should make it there early to where I can resupply, edit, and upload videos. So I don't expect much of anything to be open either tomorrow or Monday. So they have an outfitter I would have liked to go to. But, and post office, of course, is going to be closed. So I won't be able to mail that gray old filter home. But it'll be all right. Pretty sure I have enough water to get me over McAfee Knob, and that there's water on the other side. There's another shelter, which means I've gone 1 mile from the last one. Some hikers that were at the hostel plan on coming and staying there and then going up McAfee Knob for the sunrise. And they invited me to go along. But that means not doing enough miles to get to town at a good hour tomorrow. Also means getting up before sunrise. A little ways past McAfee Knob, get to these cliffs here. That's where all the hikers hang out. I've only got about 7 miles to where I want to camp. This has been a high use area, so they say they only want you to camp in designated campsites that have the bear boxes. So that'll leave a 9 or 10 mile day into town tomorrow. One pair of, weekend hikers said they're going to this next shelter that's in 2 miles. I'm just hoping it's not going to be crowded. This is the Campbell shelter. It's 3 o'clock. People are already setting up camp. I'm going over here so I can go get some water, because the next water source is in 6 miles where I plan to camp at. That mark tells you that the trail's taking a turn. And that mark's telling you, yep, we want you to climb up here. Oh. And then going up there. I don't remember the name of that reservoir. There's your view. Might be better cliffs later. Whether I stop at the shelter or the campsite, shelter's like 3/10 of a mile, the campsite's a half mile. There's a spring right here. And I understand the water source for the shelter and campsite are a stream running right by where a bunch of people are camping. So I'm going to fill up at this spring before I go down to camp. There's the shelter. I can hear voices. But not a lot. Maybe it'll be all right. Privy for tonight, or for in the morning. However, it's going to be soggy. So if I get up too early, I'm going to need to bring my headlamp and make sure I don't start the day with wet feet. Haven't found a spot to put a tent up yet, so I'll look around and I might have to go and check out the tent site a quarter mile down trail. So I see lots of places to put a tent, and they're all covered in water. So I'll take another look up the hill. If I don't see anything, I'll head on to that other campsite. All right, I'm leaving camp. Just under 10 miles to town. Elevation profile doesn't look very impressive, but I think that there's going to be a lot of rocks. Both rocks I have to climb over and rocks that I want to take pictures of or stand on and take pictures of views. So I'm hoping to get to town around 3 o'clock. I think that's the earliest I'm supposed to be able to check in, get this video uploaded, get some laundry washed, get some food. That's the stream that was the water source for the shelter and the campsite last night. "10 o'clock, came across this water source and a good flat rock to sit on. So I stopped and got another liter of water, drank the liter I had. Looking at the time, realized that I don't know what I was thinking whenever I did my estimate this morning, because I'm going to be in town closer to 1 o'clock than 3. So I probably won't be able to check in early, but that'll give me time to run to the store. And this filter, which I'll go and they don't last. The filter only lasts for like a month, and then you have to buy another one. So I'm sticking with my Sawyer Squeeze. But there's a UPS store over by the grocery store, and so I think I can go ahead and ship a few items home, lighten the pack a little bit, and then get to editing videos. Most of the trail's been pretty easy. Got kind of a little steep part here with rocks. Pointed out just because it's been such an easy day. There's that reservoir again. trail's up there. Just climbing down from there. I sat on that rock because I had an idea. I looked, and there's a barbecue place over by the Kroger in town, and they have ribs on the menu. I've been craving ribs for a couple 100 miles, so that's what I'm going to be eating tonight. Wish I found a spot like this whenever it was pouring down rain. Another cool spot. Now I'm gonna climb up that. Every view's just a little bit different. Getting close to town. Said I was getting close. I think that's town, Daleville. And I'm not really that close. I still think I'm 2 or 3 miles from it. I'll have to check the map. I'm pretty sure that's Roanoke. Been plenty of rocks to climb on today. Just sat here, took another break. I feel myself do this sometimes. Getting into town, I start taking more breaks, taking more time to just sit. Still on track to get to town around 1 o'clock. I must love hiking in the rain because I do it a lot. It always seems like I'm going to town on such pretty days. There's the trail. Oh, hey, lizard. Now, you didn't want to let me get closer. I was up there a little while ago. Less than 2 miles to town. Just all downhill now. There's mulberries. About a 1/4 mile to the trailhead. And it's almost 1 o'clock. Right before 1. Hotels down this way. Grocery store, UPS store, restaurant that has ribs are over this way. See if I can check in early. I was allowed to check in early and was given a room close to the laundry, so I'm happy so far. Can't wait to see what the room looks like. So far, I have nothing to complain about. I might pick up some bleach before I take a bath. Other than that, for a cheap room, I'm happy. I dried out my tent and my poncho and my puffy coat. Sleeping bag is almost there. Not a bad spot.